morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bryce Weiler. I was born 4 months premature, which caused me to be blind. And growing up, listening to sports on the radio was always something that was important to me. Being from the Midwest, listening to college basketball and college football was really important. So the Fighting Illini and the Indiana Hoosiers. Growing up, I didn't think that I would be able to be a part of sports since I cannot see. But when I was in college, the former Evansville head men's basketball coach, Marty Simmons, gave me the opportunity to sit on his Evansville Aces men's basketball bench. Now, for some of you who might have played sports in your lifetime, sitting on the basketball bench or the softball bench, soccer bench, may not have been something that you really wanted to do because the coach pulled you from the game or the match because you weren't trying your hardest or hadn't properly executed a play. But for me, sitting on the bench was something that I'd always dreamed about doing, and it brought me closer to being able to play sports. It was really something that made me happy, and during my time in college was definitely one of my happy places, was sitting on Evansville's basketball bench. It was something that I really took for granted at some points during my 4 years in college at Evansville, and when I got to graduate school, I wasn't able to sit on the basketball bench as much or even be able to participate in as many activities because the staff in the athletic department didn't really believe that I could do things since I cannot see. So it really taught me to never take things in life for granted, or even people for granted for that matter. When I was at Evansville, I had many students who would help me get my food tray in the cafeteria or come shoot with me in Evansville's practice gym. And when I got to graduate school, it was a lot harder to find students who wanted to help me. There'd be times when I'd be down in the by our cafeteria in my dorm and asking random students if they wanted to eat with me or help me, and they would just walk by me and wouldn't really say anything to me. So that really taught me never take people in your life for granted and always thank them for what they have done for you. So after finishing graduate school, I started contacting sports teams across the country, and the first one I got was Baltimore's baseball team. And I've helped them do such great programs for individuals who have special needs. I've worked to make Camden Yards more accessible, also Baltimore Spring Training Stadium, Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida. And last year I actually helped them become the first team in sports to wear Braille on their jerseys to honor people who were blind and to show the importance of individuals who are blind learning how to read Braille. So to see what Baltimore has done for individuals who have special needs is definitely a model that other sports teams can follow and can use to help other people. But to what you guys might care about the most, because you're not from Baltimore that I know of, or from the Midwest that I know of either, the programs I do with the New Britain Bees and my nonprofit, the Beautiful Lives Project. So the nonprofit started in May of 2017. I was at a blind training program in Chicago, and I was bored one night at 12 o'clock, so I don't know what others do when they're bored at 12 o'clock in the morning, but I figured out email formats. So I figured out the email format for the league that the Bees play in, and I emailed their league president, Rick White, who's a good friend of mine, and he told me that New Britain had a new owner who wanted to do programs for people who have special needs and challenges. So I emailed New Britain's owner, Anthony Icavone, told him the work that I'd done with the Orioles in Baltimore, told him how I commentate games on the radio as a blind radio broadcaster. And Anthony told me that he always wanted to do these types of programs for individuals who have special needs. And so we started our nonprofit, the Beautiful Lives Project, in May of 2017. The nonprofit's been really great. It's really given individuals who have special needs and challenges the opportunity to play or take part in whatever program they're interested in. So far, some of your members and staff have came to a Field of Dreams Playing on the Field program with the New Britain Bees that took place on a somewhat hot Friday afternoon in June, on June 21st. Everyone had a good time though. Goose Gazzo, the manager of the Bees, Chuck Stewart, the hitting coach of the Bees, and Bees players really do a great job. So we have programs like that here in New Britain. Also working on getting programs where people with special needs can maybe play on the field with a high school football team. I got a speech to a high school football team tonight. Maybe that will turn into playing on the field programs with the high school football team in Hartford. So have to discuss that with Aubrey and Kayla if it comes to pass, and maybe you can transition over to Hartford to, if they let you go to Hartford, I don't know how that works, but some of you are going to Boston, so I'm pretty sure you can go to Hartford if you go to Boston to take part in some on-field programs with high school football teams. We also do programs where people can take part in events with a cheerleading team, a dance team, art, things like that. So if you got programs you want to take part in and you have a good enough number of individuals, have someone email or call me and say, hey Bryce, we want something with a cheerleading program, go find us a cheerleading team who will let us do whatever, cheer at halftime of a football or basketball game or whatever you want. It's my job to make those things happen. So we also do it all across the country. I do stuff in the Midwest. I also do stuff in Georgia because I set stuff up wherever. But I think that one of the greatest impacts of our nonprofit is that we just don't do programs for children who have special needs. We do programs for adults who have special needs, because oftentimes once someone isn't a child anymore, people say, oh, he or she doesn't need to play on the field or to do something with a cheerleading or a dance team or whatever. But being able to have those opportunities to still have those programs is important for all the groups involved, for the people taking part, showing them that, hey, you know, Britain's baseball team cares about you, manager Goose Gazzo, cheerleading, football teams, things like that. For the players, showing them that, yeah, cheerleading practice is hard, and some people don't think cheerleading is a sport. I do, by the way, but cheerleaders don't really get all the credit that they should for the sport of cheerleading. But, you know, showing them, hey, I shouldn't take cheerleading practice for granted, because there are people out here who would really like to take part in a cheerleading practice. And also just showing people that no age is too old to be able to take part in a program or do things like that, which is why the new Team Time Club that they have built here for everyone is so great, because the staff, y'all clap if you want, go ahead. I kind of feel like now I am your favorite political candidate. I'm not going to mention parties because then I'll get all the people mad at me because I mentioned one party over another, and I have the one person who likes the random third party no one else likes, so I'm not going into that. But you know, really with what the staff does here to help everyone get to go places, it's really something that they don't have to do, and you know, they really care about helping everyone. And also, you know, for the people here, you know, interacting with the staff, it is really a great bonding time for both groups, and I have really enjoyed, you know, witnessing some of the bonding of board games that were being played on tables, and just groups of individuals chatting with each other. And really what you guys do here at the Team Time Club is really what we try to do with our nonprofit all across the country, really giving groups of people the opportunity to understand that you can come together as a cohesive group and overcome the obstacles and challenges that you're facing in your life. Because there were many people who told me that I couldn't work in sports because I can't see, and there were many people who told me that I couldn't commentate sports on the radio because I can't see. I've commentated over 140 games on the radio of various sports: soccer, softball, baseball, basketball. Even did a volleyball game that was a little rough, staying away from volleyball. And you know, I've also done all my other programs, running my nonprofit, or helping run that, and also doing programs with Baltimore's baseball team for people who have special needs. I was out for 3 days in Baltimore the past 3 days and came back just for this and my other speeches today because they were important to me. But you know, Tuesday night we had 557 people with special needs come to Baltimore's home game against Kansas City, which they won 4-1. So giving people, oh, you want to clap again? Go ahead. Yeah, if you want, I don't mind. No, wait. You got some signed balls at the Bees game? Yeah. So, you know, that's some about what I do with my nonprofit. If you guys want to look at our website, it's beautifullives.org. If you want to donate, volunteer, suggest events, you can donate on the internet. You can mail a check somewhere. Well, actually, it's to Huntington, New York. That's listed on the website. We take cash. If you don't, that's fine too. You can follow us on social media, my LinkedIn, whatever makes you happy. But really, you know, what is done here at this club to help people be able to experience programs is actually quite important to me, because it it makes me think of my time sitting on Evansville's basketball bench and how I thought that was going to end when I finished in college, and how the Bees owner, Anthony Icavone, gave me these opportunities to continue those programs to people all across the country who may have had those opportunities at one point, like I did, and had to lose them for whatever reason, or people who never had those opportunities, to give them those opportunities to realize that there's people in the world who care about them and who want to help them overcome the obstacles and the challenges in their life. So, hopefully you can find your happy place. Hopefully your happy place is definitely here at the Team Time Club, because the staff is great and it's such a vibrant atmosphere with the ping pong and the pool going on and the board games. It's actually quite happy. I might come here to hang out next summer when I'm in New Britain and friends and sit in my house. So, I'm going to go for like 90 seconds, then I'm done. I know I'm kind of long-winded. That's what happens when you commentate 140 games on the radio. So I think, never letting obstacles and challenges stand in your way is important, or not stand in your way, I should say, is important. And don't ever let people tell you that you can't do things, or what you're trying to give to the world doesn't have value, because people have told me all those things, and I have persevered, and I've been able to do so many things in my life. So always try to help others, and don't let obstacles and challenges stand in your way. This has been Bryce Weiler with the Beautiful Lives Project. I'll take questions or comments on whatever you may want to ask me about anything with being blind or commentating on the radio or a nonprofit, the Beautiful Lives Project. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.